All of you, good morning. This is Vikas Global Institutions, Changareddigudem. Students, in yesterday we have studied about the kingdom Monera, and in Protista we have already studied about chrysophytes, and today we will discuss about dinoflagellates. Next one is dinoflagellates. Already we have studied about chrysophytes, and next one is dinoflagellates. What are the dinoflagellates and what are the main characteristic features of the dinoflagellates? Today we will discuss. Here, dinoflagellates are also freshwater organisms. These are also freshwater organisms. Dinoflagellates are also freshwater organisms. Freshwater organisms. These are found in freshwater and appeared in which type of colors? Appeared in, based on their pigments, appear in blue, green, red and brown in color. Presence of the pigments, presence of the types of pigments present in the organisms based on pigments of organisms, based on pigments. So students, generally the structure of the dinoflagellates are, so this is the structure of dinoflagellates. This is the structure of dinoflagellates, and here, so these are the cellulosic cell plates. Cellulosic cell plates. The arrangement of the cellulosic cell plates. Cellulosic cell plates are present. Plates are present. Cell wall is made up of cellulosic cell plates. The cell wall is made up of cellulosic cell plates. Cell wall is made up of or contain cellulosic cell plates are present. These are the cellulosic cell plates, and mostly these organisms also called as whirling whips. And why these are called as whirling whips? Because the flagellas are show spinning movements. Flagellas show spinning movements, hence these are also called as whirling whips. So the dinoflagellates are also contain another name, and what are they? Whirling whips. Why they are called as whirling whips? In MCET point of view, there are assertion reasons are present. Assertion means dinoflagellates are also called as whirling whips. Reason, what is the reason behind they are calling as whirling whips? Because the flagellas of the dinoflagellate shows spinning movements. What is the spinning movements? Spinning movements ante ela untayante, so spinning movements ante, so these are wave like movement or spinning movement. So inside the water or inside their habitat, they are moving along the wave type of movement is called as spinning movement, hence these are called as whirling whips. Hence it is called as whirling whips. And how many flagellas are present? So there are two flagellas are present. One flagella is longitudinal. Another one is transversional. Hence these are containing two flagellas are present. And what is meant by flagella? Flagellas are all students, already you know about the flagella. Flagellas are the locomotive organs which is useful for the movement of the organism from one place to another place is called as flagella. So two flagellas are present. One is longitudinal flagella another one is transversional. One is longitudinally arranged and one is transversionally arranged. And the flagellas are useful for the movement of the organism. And which type of movement is present? Yes, it is a spinning movement. The flagella shows spinning movements. Hence it is called as whirling whips. Hence it is called as whirling whips. Hence these are called as whirling whips because the flagella shows which type of movement? Spinning movement. Hence it is called as whirling whips. And here the nucleus is condensed. Hence it is called as mesokaryon. The nucleus is condensed. Hence it is called as mesokaryon. And next one, some marine dinoflagellates like Noctiluca show the bioluminescence. Bioluminescence is the most important characteristic feature of the dinoflagellates. And here what is meant by bioluminescence? Bioluminescence means the organisms can produce light. The organisms can produce the light is called as bioluminescence. In dinoflagellates there is a marine dinoflagellates like Noctiluca can produce the light. It is called as bioluminescence. And also red tides of red dinoflagellates like Goniolax. Red dinoflagellates like Goniolax is under rapid multiplication to produce red color in Red Sea. To produce red color in Red Sea. Mediterranean Sea. So here the red color of the sea is caused by the red tides. What are the red tides? Here the Goniolax undergoes rapid multiplication, multiply and more population of the Goniolax should useful for the red color in Mediterranean Sea. These are called as the red tides. And here the dinoflagellates can produced reproduced by asexual reproduction. Students, and last one, these are very harmful to the water organisms like fishes because they are toxic in nature. Toxic means vishapuritamina. Because these are the toxic in nature. So this is about the dinoflagellates. And what are the main characteristic feature of the dinoflagellates? Dinoflagellates can appear in the red and green and yellow and also brown in color based on their pigments are present in the organisms. Okay, and here there is the cell wall is made up of cellulosic cell plates. Cell wall is contains cellulosic cell plates. The cell wall is divided into cellulosic cell plates. These are the cellulosic cell plates. Here there are two types of flagellas are present. One is longitudinal and another one is transversionally. Hence the flagellas can show the spinning movements, and these are called as whirling whips. The organism's dinoflagellae is also called as whirling whips. Why? Because called as whirling whips? Because the flagellas shows the spinning movement, hence these are called as whirling whips. Here there is a condensed nucleus is present, hence it is called as mesokarya. Next we will discuss about euglenoids. And also students, already you know about in your previous classes what is euglena. Already you know about euglena, paramecium, okay. And here euglenoids. And what are the euglenoids characters? And euglenoids are generally these are freshwater organisms. Mostly these are freshwater organisms. Mostly these are freshwater organisms. And also appeared in stagnant water, and also present in stagnant water. Students, here is the euglena, the diagram of the euglena. This is most important and easily to understand. Here there is no cell wall is present. Cell wall is absent. Cell wall is absent, and instead of the cell wall there is a layer is present, is called as pellicle. Pellicle is present instead of cell wall, and it is the protein rich layer. Pellicle is present. Pellicle is present, and it is more flexible in nature. There is cell wall is absent. Instead of the cell wall there is a protein enriched layer called pellicle is present. Pellicle is present, and here these are also have containing two flagellas, one is the short flagella and one is the long flagella. Here there is also present two flagellas are present. One is short and one is long. And two types of the flagellas are present, and flagellas are also useful for the movement of the organisms from one place to another place. Here the euglenoids has containing two types of flagellas, one is short and one is long. And also at anterior part means below the part of the anterior part of the organism has contained a structure containing three parts is called as, at anterior portion organism contain cytosome and cytopernix. And reservoir. Cytosome, cytopernix and reservoir. So this is the reservoir. And also it is called as the gut. With this part they are helpful for the obtaining of the food materials inside their habitats. They collect their food materials with the help of reservoir. Here at the anterior portion of the euglenoid has contained three main parts. They are cytosome, cytopernix and reservoir. Okay, so this is called as a reservoir. Here on the membrane of the reservoir, a photosynthetic stigma or eye spot is present. A photosynthetic stigma are also called as eye spot. photosynthetic stigma are also called as eye spot present. And where is it present? They are present on the membrane of reservoir, and here there are two flagellas are present. One is long and one is short flagellas are present. On the membrane of the reservoir there is a photosynthetic stigma or eye spot is present. Here it is having dimorphic characters. Dimorphic characters means two types of the characters. The euglenoids or euglena is autotroph. When they are autotroph in the presence of sunlight. When sunlight is present they are autotrophs. When sunlight is absent they are depend upon other organisms. Hence it is called as parasites or saprophytes. In the presence of sunlight, these are autotrophs. Where in the absence of sunlight, these are parasites. Absence of sunlight, parasites means these are predict the organisms, predators act as predators means they are hunting small organisms for their food materials. Hence these are called as parasites. Students, they have contained dimorphic nature. What is meant by dimorphic nature? In the presence of sunlight they are obtaining sunlight and preparing food materials only. Hence these are called as autotrophs. In the presence of sunlight they are autotrophs. In the absence of sunlight there are parasites and they are depend upon other organisms. Okay, and students, also here organism has contained many pigments on the outer layer, pellicle. So these are the pigments. So these pigments are also present in higher plants. These are the pigments present in the euglena are identical or same to the pigments present in the higher plants. Same to the presence in higher plants. So these are the pigments. Hence the pigments are identical. Pigments are identical to higher plants. Pigments are identical to higher plants. ఏవైతే హయ్యర్ ప్లాంట్స్లో ఉండే పిగ్మెంట్స్ ఇదే యూగ్లినాలో ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి దే ఆర్ ఐడెంటికల్. అవి ఇవి సేమ్. ఏవైతే ప్లాంట్స్ సన్లైట్ని ఆబ్టైన్ చేసుకొని ఎలా ఫుడ్ మెటీరియల్స్ తయారు చేసుకుంటాయో అలాగే ఇవి కూడా ఫుడ్ మెటీరియల్స్ తయారు చేసుకుంటాయి. ఎప్పుడు సన్లైట్ ఉన్నప్పుడు. But in the absence of sunlight they are heterotrophs. They are depend upon the other organisms. Hence in the presence of sunlight they are autotrophs. Where the absence of sunlight there are parasites. Okay, here the pigments are present on the organism are identical to the, it is the outermost layer, pellicle, are identical to the higher plants. So this is the main characters of the euglena. And also in euglena, in drought conditions, immovable euglenas are grouped or colonized together is called as Pamella stage. Pamella stage is present. పామెల్లా స్టేజ్, వాట్ ఈజ్ మెంట్ బై పామెల్లా స్టేజ్ అంటే సపోజ్ ఇది ఒక యూగ్లినా, ఇలాంటి చాలా యూగ్లినాస్ అన్నీ కలిసి ఒక గ్రూప్ లాగా ఫామ్ అయ్యి వాటంతరకు అవి ఫుడ్ మెటీరియల్స్ తయారు చేసుకోవడానికి ఏమంటామంటే పామెల్లా స్టేజ్ అంటాం. పామెల్లా స్టేజ్ అంటే ఇమ్మూవబుల్, కదలలేనటువంటి చాలా యూగ్లినాస్ అన్నీ కలిసి ఒక గ్రూప్ లాగా ఫామ్ అయితే దాన్ని పామెల్లా స్టేజ్ అంటాం. కాబట్టి దీన్ని హియర్ ద పామెల్లా స్టేజ్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో present. And the reproduction, which type of reproduction is present? Reproduction is Binary fission. Binary fission. The type of reproduction is binary fissions. Two euglenas are come close to each other and fuse and exchanging of the genetic material from one to each other. Hence it is called as the reproduction. Which type of reproduction is present? There are binary fission is present. Here this is the structure of euglena. Students, please listen carefully. Euglenas are also present in freshwater organism. This is the most important question in public point of view. Okay, public examinations, this is very important question. Already last 2 times వచ్చింది ఇది. Last 2 years లో 2018 and 19 లో కూడా 2 times వచ్చింది. So what is the euglenoid characters? The characters of the euglenoids are these are mostly present in fresh water, and absence of cell wall is absent, and protein rich layer pellicle is present. Okay, and 2 types of flagella are present. One is short and one is long. One is short and one is long. And here the anterior portion of the organism has contained 3 main parts: cytosome, cytopanics and reservoir. And a photosynthetic stigma or eye spot is also present, and the pigments are present on the organisms is also identical to the higher plants, and the type of reproduction is binary fission or longitudinally. These are divided into longitudinally. So this is about the characters of euglenoids, and tomorrow we will discuss about another topic in protista. Thank you very much.